Hi everyone, Alchemist here. Today I'm going to review one of my favorite decks to use, and it is the Thoth Tarot deck. Now, I know this is a very popular tarot deck that you can find almost in every occult store, every spiritual store, esoteric store that you go to. You see it everywhere. It's almost as common as the Rider-Waite deck, but it is one of my favorite decks. I've used it for a long period of time. For a very long period of time, I learned a lot of occult knowledge through this deck. It is made by Aleister Crowley, and he was one of the greatest occultists of our times that have lived before. And this is his deck, and apparently it took him years and years, about a decade, to make this deck, to make it and to basically bring it to life. So I want to review this deck with you and tell you why I like working with it. So this is the box. As you can see, it's a little bit old because it's been used up quite a lot, and which is similar to the Hermetic deck box. So the more you use your tarot, expect your tarot to be beat up like this. I even had to tape it here to keep it in place, because otherwise your tarot is just gonna, the box is gonna fall apart for sure. Because the more you use it, the more it becomes, even the cards become, they go through some wear and tear, basically. So this is the deck. So this is the box, and here the Empress card is at the illustration of the Empress card, and it comes with a little booklet. Comes with a little booklet here. This is the card here, and this is a little booklet that tells you information about the cards. It says Aleister Crowley, instructions for Aleister Crowley's Thoth tarot deck, and you can read it. This is basically a common thing that you see in many tarot decks. Many tarot decks come with these little booklets. They explain the suits, they explain like the cups, the wands, the pentacles, the swords, and then they tell you a little meanings for the cards, for what they mean. But it's very, there are some information, but don't expect to learn tarot, all of tarot, through this. Most tarot decks have this. The Hermetic tarot deck also comes with a little booklet, but don't expect to learn tarot through that little booklet. You can check it out, it's really nice, but it's always better to check the cards. This is how the deck looks like, and the cards are fairly, they're kind of small. They're not too big compared to other tarot decks. This is in comparison the Hermetic tarot. So the Hermetic, as you can see, the cards are huger, they're bigger. The Thoth deck, the cards are a little bit smaller, as you can see here. I would say, by the way, I have another video where I review the Hermetic tarot deck. It's my favorite one to use, that I use all of the time. I would place the Thoth tarot deck as my second favorite one. It's my second favorite one. The back of the cards have this symbol here that represents the Rosicrucian Society. This is their logo, this is their symbol, and it's on every card. It's on every card. That's the logo you get. If you want to learn more about the Rosicrucian Society and these secret societies that created these tarot decks, and Aleister Crowley was one of them. He was a member, he was a founder, and he contributed quite a lot to these societies. So, how does the deck look like? It looks like something like this. So let's check, for example, it has beautiful illustrations and drawings. Hold on, I'm gonna share with you because I want to share with you how these cards look like. For example, they're very colorful, by the way. For example, this is the Prince of Discs, they call it. Discs are pentacles. This is how the illustrations look like. Funny, I picked randomly the Princess of Discs. That's the prince, and this is the princess. That's how I picked them. Here we have the Lovers, the Major Arcana. So you can see how the illustrations are rich. They're rich in imagery. Of course, alchemical imagery. It's full of alchemical imagery, just like the Hermetic tarot deck. But the difference here is that we have colors. We have illustrations, and the illustrations are a little bit more modern. This is the Sun card. You see the use of like very vivid, bright colors. This is the Universe card here. This is I'm trying to show you some other card. For example, this is Minor Arcana. It's like it says works, but it's Three of Pentacles. The cards basically here, before I move on, the cards, if you take the Universe card, they consist of the number of the card, and at the bottom there's the name. So this says the Universe. It says trumps behind it, and this is Major Arcana. So it means it's a Major Arcana. This, for example, it might be a little bit confusing because it says works, but behind the word works, it says discs. And discs in this deck is Pentacles, is the Pentacles. And when you're reading and you have to get channel messages, you might look at this and you might see this and you might not know what it is. But then the more you use it, the more you're gonna realize that, oh, it's the Three of Pentacles, because first of all, there's three wheels here. So basically, you have to remember that that means Pentacles, and here it says discs. But these little messages, when you read them, it's usually just one word. So you have to be fast. When you do your reading, you have to just know what the word is. For example, this here, it's easy because it says failure. Failure, everyone knows what failure is, and it's the Seven of Pentacles again. But when you see this at first glance, you don't know if it's Pentacles, you don't know if it's Wands, you don't know if it's Swords. You see it and you wonder, you know, you have to kind of wonder for a little bit. But it's all about practice. The more you use it, the more you become very, very used to it. And it was the same for me. I had to practice it for a very long time. And then, if anything, I embrace these imagery so much. I love it so much. This is the Queen of Wands. And they're very fun. These images become fun to read. This one is the Nine of Cups, but it says happiness at the bottom. So each card has a different message. This is the, again, Princess of Cups, but there's no message here. It's just Princess of Cups. This one here, it says the Priestess. It says the Priestess. Again, no message, Major Arcana. It just says the Priestess. So for Major Arcanas, most of them are going to be with the name of the Major Arcana. But for the Minor Arcanas, you might get some messages. Like this one says interference, and it's the Eight of Swords. But beautiful imagery, beautiful usage of color. Each color has a meaning. Nothing is random here, because Aleister Crowley used all of his knowledge of occult sciences, of alchemy, to make this deck. So when you see the colors here, don't think they're random. They have a meaning. This book is rich in it's rich in imagery, in alchemical imagery. Here you can see that there's a reversed pentagram hidden in there. It's there, but at first glance you don't see it, but you have to kind of look a little bit to see what it is. Here the Empress card, which is also in the cover, in the box. This is what the Empress card image looks like. There's this beautiful shield that has like a phoenix on it, and there's this kind of swan. And these are, by the way, as I told you, these are not coincidences or mistakes. These are all alchemical imagery that have meanings, and each imagery has a meaning. For example, for the phoenix, you know that it's phoenix that rising from the ashes. It means reaching your mastery level. It means finding your philosopher's stone, because in alchemy that's the representation of the phoenix, and of the color white as well. Color white has a meaning, color black has a meaning, each color has a meaning. But it also have numerology. Numerology, they have Roman numbers. This deck have Roman numbers at the top. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat things for you guys, but it does take some time to learn this deck. It's not the kind of deck that you're gonna take and just learn right away or understand right away. This is the Magus card, the Magician card. It's the Major Arcana. It's beautiful. Again, look at this beautiful card. Look at that card. Look at the imagery, the colors, the representation. It's it could be as intimidating as the Hermetic Tarot deck, but the Hermetic Tarot deck is the most intimidating one. But it can be very intimidating, even though there are tiny messages, even though there are colors, because usually with, you know, colors will help you identify what the image is and if it has any alchemical meaning, any occult meaning. But it still can be intimidating to read this deck. but it is my second favorite one after the Hermetic Tarot deck. If you want to connect to your darkness, to the occult, to occult sciences, if you want to learn tarot but from a dark perspective, if you don't want to be fluffy and just work with fluffy stuff, I highly recommend this deck. I've had someone who asked me recently about they want to embrace their darkness and they want to connect to the dark, and if I have any suggestion for them as a beginner for tarot to start with. And I recommended the Thoth tarot deck because I would definitely recommend the Hermetic deck, but that's more advanced. It's definitely harder to work with. The Thoth one, I would highly recommend you to get it. This is something you probably, if you're willing to go the tarot route, and if you think tarot is your tool, and you think that you're gonna be doing readings for people, for yourself, and you're gonna use tarot all the time, oh, look here, nothing is a coincidence, Death card. Then you need to buy this tarot. You need to buy this deck. You need to get it because this is a must. This is a must. It's gonna help you transform. Death is transformation, it's transmutation in alchemy. And that's why, by the way, the skeleton's color is black, because that's darkness, that's the prima materia, that's where the grand work starts. It starts in darkness. Darkness helps you transform to become the magician you're supposed to be, to become the master you're supposed to be. And that's why the skeleton that represents death is black. It's dark, because that's the color of power, is the color of darkness. So this deck is a must. If you're willing to read tarot, and if you want to be a badass tarot reader, if you want to know how to read tarot from all the tarot angles, then use this deck. This is going to help you. It's going to help you connect to your power, to your darkness. I highly, highly recommend it. It's the second tarot that I use other than the Hermetic one. I use the Hermetic one intensively for everything, but from time to time I switch to the Crowley's deck, to the Thoth deck, and every time I go back to it, I just enjoy it so much. I enjoy it, and I highly, highly recommend you guys to use it. So that's what I think about this tarot deck. That's what I think about it. Do I recommend it? Definitely. Is it for you? Yes. Do you want to embrace your darkness? Go for this deck, for sure. Get it with your eyes closed. You don't even have to think about it. I hope this was helpful. Let me know, guys, in the comment section. What do you think about the Thoth deck? Do you own it? Do you work with it? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever felt the energy in it? By the way, the energy of the deck is amazing. It's an amazing energy. It's full of wisdom and dark knowledge, of course, because it comes from Aleister Crowley. What do you guys think? Do you have it? Have you ever thought of buying it? Have you ever thought of getting it? Let me know in the comment section. It's one of my favorite decks. And my book, How to Embrace Your Darkness, is out. You can get it, your copy, at sifalchemist.com. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. I also offer a lot of personal tarot readings. I'm going to leave the links down below. Thank you again for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think, or if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.